I was expecting to see Sam Sutton,
He'll
but
be here.
See, I knew he would show up.
he became politician, had a,
He
he
went to
followed
his
his friend.
breakfast and many people come like,
Easy, Justin.
he's going to be here.
He'll be here.
Mike, come on, half the fun is giving him a hard time. Come on, a
Yeah,
little bit.
you have to see Joseph work.
It's a big job.
Everyone
It's not a
is
small
making
job.
jokes. The question is, why are we making jokes?
Well, we're jealous, you wanna be state senators?
No, nobody would know.
Any
It's a big
time,
commitment, it's a big
human nature
sacrifice.
is, Joseph, human nature is every time we see someone good. Not that I don't want him to have it. Deep inside, look at him now. At the age of 74, the man can still move ahead strong.
I was talking to a guy who knows him, and I had no idea, I think you know him also, and then Sal Tropper.
Yeah.
He goes, this is what he's doing at his age? And
This is the point.
It's a big sacrifice that he's doing.
He's
Big
sacrificing.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do this.
The
No.
people don't realize.
Okay.
See, rarely, Joseph, rarely you see people at this age. Nobody got to this age. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
70, I'm 70 retired. I'm this, I'm that.
Why
No,
not?
listen, we give him a lot of credit,
Why
we
not?
all appreciate him, give him a lot
No,
of credit,
they're
and,
not.
he does, listen, for the last 2 years, what does he do? Everything he does is to the community. Whether it's fighting the gambling and all these
People
things.
don't realize it's bad, man. He is busy day and night.
Shem Shamayim, it's
To
really.
help youth, I mean, the center, the medical center. The only reason he came to me already a month ago, and he said, listen, people told me if you want the yeshiva to get millions of dollars that you should get and they're not, you have to run, but you have to run as a Democrat. You realize the chidush here is?
Yeah.
Very good, as a Democrat. Besides, you have 20,000 Hasidic kids that the state Be'emet is not happy with the curriculum. So now he pushed, he's going to push to make a curriculum that will make everyone happy. All the Hasidim supported him. Because of that.
Well, the person
Who
he
wants
ran
to go to
against.
How many times these poor guys have to go to Albany?
I used to go
There's
there
nothing
twice.
there.
I used to go there every week.
Everyone goes for kavod and money, but he's not doing
Yeah,
it neither for
yeah,
kavod,
yeah,
not
it's
for
not getting, yeah, he ain't getting either.
everyone. Joseph is 74 behind.
So how come that the Ishkanaz guy didn't win?
What?
How come the Ishkanaz?
Because they met Sam and they realized what Sam stands for. This is it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there must be some, do you know the person he ran against?
The man who runs again, praise him and show very well.
Really?
Yeah. He's a lawyer, his son, you know the medical plaza on 20th Avenue, 60th Street.
Yeah.
His son.
That thing is, wow.
I
That's a
think
big,
that the Syrian people voted and the Ishkalim didn't vote much.
no,
He's also
no.
like relatively in this community, people voted
Yeah, but
more.
not even close to what Ashkenazi vote.
It's like
It's
8,000.
2-1.
Sephardim.
It's 2-1. It's a big ratio.
Rani did a good job advertising. I never voted.
Okay, open a second.
I took my seat next to Sam, but he didn't come.
He didn't show, that's it.
I came. I
Maybe he's tired, maybe he's
Jackman said, how come every time this type of victory, everyone has, interesting remarks.
Probably,
Because
they had a party
give
last
the
night.
insight, you ask yourself here, look at him, 74, he's willing to,
Amazing.
Yeah.
it takes,
No, we appreciate it, we don't,
look at yourself, 10 years from now, yes, 10 years of 74, 9 years.
where do I expect to be?
Yeah, no, you expect to be half a year in Florida, like Mel.
You like
Gomez.
I don't know.
Take it easy, go to the second half of life already. Get enough, no? It takes, you have to give a man credit.
Yeah.
And yes, credit anyway. Open Rambam, you have the Rambam in front of you. Rambam Hilchot Ishut. Perek Tetzai. Good morning.
We have security guards in front of our class this morning. Where's the senator?
Perek Tetzai. After we read the Rambam here, we read the Rambam again in Hilchot Talmud Torah.
This is his seat. Boss is here.
He's the security man.
Wow, Rabbi. These are already have known.
I can't sit next to him, why you spoiling?
He doesn't sit. next to
פרק
certain
ט"ו,
people.
פרק ט"ו, הלכה ב'.
הלכה ה'?
הלכה ב',
I could have put what you need on this morning. The governor told me to get me. They frisked me before I walked in the room. Good morning, Senator.
look a second,
Congratulations.
Sam, before you came in, Sam, we said, people are cured, when you get to this, everyone has the mark. Sneaker.
Everyone has what?
Remarks, jokes. I said, deep inside, I said, look, you are over 70, you could have said, I'm semi-retired and go to Florida, have to be Tipesh. Why are you doing it?
Exactly. That's exactly what my wife said. But she said, no,
Yesterday I finished my class exactly at 9, exactly at 9, and then walks in and says, Saturday 1, 2 to 1. Good job.
Oh, that's nice.
It's over.
His wife's my father's first cousin.
I know.
Now you're close to the
I can't believe he's doing it at his age.
Nice.
Solid proper.
Look a second at the Rambam פרק ט"ו.
Jimmy, he's a higher official than you.
Me, not over here, he ain't. Wow. Wow. We're starting already. If he wants any money, you better be nice to him. Tomorrow, when you see him over at school from the shul. When he comes tomorrow, his facial recognition stop working. Who is him? So, Rabbi, I can't help myself a really fast joke. A senator walks into a restaurant and he tells him, "Do you know who I am?" And the waiter says, "No." And he's serving him the thing, and he's being obnoxious to the senator. The waiter says to him, and the senator says, "Please, do you know who I am?" And the waiter tells him, I said, "I don't care who you are. I'm in charge of your
Congratulations.
You're not getting your coffee. It's gonna be nice.
For tonight.
I'm in charge of your coffee. I don't care who you are."
In our chat, we call him Uncle Sam.
So the early voting came in. I was ahead 70.
Sammy, I heard I was the deciding vote.
It was over because it's possible
I
to catch up.
Wow.
Unless only your district reported, which is not the case. And then it went to 67, that's it.
Very interesting.
It never changed.
Mabruk, Sammy.
Thank you, thank you.
Theoretically speaking, if you have to make a bracha, the bracha would be הטוב והמיטיב. There are two types of brachot, שהחיינו, הטוב והמיטיב. הטוב והמיטיב means a favor to you that helps others.
Nice.
שהחיינו is I buy a suit, my suit is for me. The Gemara says it. The Gemara says every time.
Daddy used to do a Tova Nativ under the chuppah instead of Shechiah.
No, but this is what it means. Every time it's Tova to you, Tova to others, maybe we'll see it in a minute. Open Rambam.
Rabbi Ziri wanted to know when the election was because he wants to start the impeachment.
Wow. Wow, that's aggressive. Everybody's a little frisky.
He's cute. He's cute.
This is a rough morning.
Sorry.
Then he called me, I said my vote. Oh, thank you, for Kala.
Sounds like Rabbi was there.
He thanked the people that told him no. Don't do it first of all. His wife, me, and David Greenfield. Don't do it. He thanked us first.
They're picking up garbage in my house.
Look a second in פרק ט"ו. פרק ט"ו בהלכות ספר נשים, ברמב"ם ספר נשים. ספר נשים. We're going to use it in a minute again. No. רמב"ם ספר נשים, הלכות ישות. Thank you, Jack. It's only one.
Which Rabbi?
פרק ט"ו הלכה ב'. we saw yesterday the Rambam that if you're sitting and learning and a mitzvah pops up, if the mitzvah can be done by others, you don't stop your learning. If the mitzvah cannot be done by others, Ilchot Ishut, Rambam Sefer Nashim, which is the first topic, is Ilchot Ishut. If you want to see how observant these papers are. It's good. Let's read, it's fine. Let's read Halacha Aleph first, and then Aleph is an introduction to Halacha Bet.
I'll take it.
Aisha Sheirshad, a woman gave permission to her husband. Achar Nisuin, after they are married, if he doesn't have to have a relationship with her.
What? You gave him permission not to have a relationship with her.
האישה שהרשת את בעלה אחר הנישואים, שימנע עונתה. שאומרת בגמרא, שאומרת חומש, אתה רואה חומש של פיתות,
husband is up. Okay, but why?
רגע, הוא never the reason. הרי זה מותר. במה דברים אמורים, כשהיו לו בנים שכבר פריה ורבייה. If the husband already has children, so the mitzvah was fulfilled, so she says to him, if you want to stop, fine. אבל לא קיים, חייב לבעול בכל עונה עד שיהיו לו בנים. חייב בחיוב וזנהים.
חייב לבעול.
מפני שהיא מצוות עשה של תורה שנאמר פרו ורבו.
The mitzvah is on him, not on her.
So remember, this topic is talking now about the mitzvah of Peru, and the Rambam already told us the obligation is on the husband. A woman is not obligated to get married. The husband is obligated. Now, listen carefully to Halacha Bet.
I thought the husband is responsible to certain things for the wife. Give her clothes, give her money, take care of the marital relations.
She told him it's okay.
She is mocher. If the woman is mocher, like everyone.
You have a contract.
Me and you were obligated to honor our parents. Your father says, I forgive you. Says the Rambam, האיש מצווה על פריה ורבייה, אבל לא האישה. Did you ever think about it? Why is the woman exempt from the mitzvah for which means if you go to a sincerely religious boy and girl, how come you're 26? How come you're not married?
It's not on her hand.
What?
It's not on her hand. She cannot go and.
She's not the doer.
Sorry, the marriage is the same in the marriage. He says the Meshech Chochmah, only a great man can say. He says there isn't any mitzvah in the Chumash that forces you to have pain. Since every labor comes with a lot of pain, the Torah says it's your job. You have to be a Meshech Chochmah to say. Okay, so כולם מביאים את זה. We don't remember how we cried, but Milah is a pain for a second. You talk to...
סכנה, more than pain.
אוקיי, נכון, אבל זה רגע אחד. מה שאין כן, I remember when a husband told his wife, I know a husband that told his wife, the pain I had of this and this, whatever it is almost like you are having a baby.
Kidney stone, Rabbi.
You have a clue with the pain we have.
In the beginning, when Borei Olam made the mitzvah, there was no pain. The pain is only a punishment. So when the Meshech Chochmah says God would have made even sakana, there was no sakana originally before the Hayah. There was no 9 months of childbirth. It wasn't Adam and Chava didn't have.
If you look at the Chumash, I think you have seen the mitzvah who came after that, right?
Okay, so what's the difference?
Which means the exemption of the woman. This is your question. Perhaps if the Avirah would not be there. Anyway, listen to the Rambam now. ואימתי האיש מתחייב במצווה זו. מזוזה חייב after 30 days living in the house. Sukkot. From which age are we men obligated? ואימתי האיש מתחייב במצווה זו? מבין 17. This is the Gemara. 17. וכיוון שעברו 20 שנה ולא נשא אישה, but if 20 passed and he's not, הרי זה עובר ומבטל מצוות עשה. Okay, no one is makpid on it today, except the Hasidim, by the Hasidim most, around
What have they, what is the over on? Piryav Rivav, he didn't get married?
Peru, yes. I mean, he gave us before the introduction, the mitzvah is Peru.
You would think he would write this first, but okay.
The question is, which excuse do people who are sincerely doing mitzvot? Ve'im haya osek b'Torah. Listen to only the Rambam can. This is the bar.
It's the same Harambam who says if a person doesn't have parnasa, he shouldn't get married until he finds his parnasa, right? He goes a shtut the other way. So how does that Rambam fit in with this Rambam?
Let's read the next line. Ve'im haya osek b'Torah. V'tarud ba. Osek b'Torah means he's not reading neither chok nor zohar. Yes. עוסק וטרוד בה, והיה מתיירא בליסה, why? כדי שלא יטרח במזונות, is obligated, I mean the Rambam you call it, this Rambam, there isn't any other Rambam, כדי שלא יטרח במזונות בעבור אשתו, ויבטל מן התורה, הרי זה מותר להתאחר. You realize he's not saying you're working 18 hours a day to buy, he tells saying the man is לומד Torah, and he knows that he has to provide a living also, yes? Then you can delay. Now listen to the reason he's giving. שהעוסק במצווה, פטור מן המצווה. עוסק באלי מצווה, פטור מן המצווה, וכל שכן בתלמוד תורה. Everyone is wondering, how can you, the Rambam is saying, if I'm עוסק in ביקור חולים, I'm פטור from מנחה, קל וחומר, if I'm busy learning, I'm פטור from פירור ורפוא. But the Rambam yesterday we read, there's no עוסק במצווה פטור מן התורה by תלמוד תורה. Here the Rambam suddenly said, listen to his language, שהעוסק in any mitzvah, yes? העוסק, if you are shomer abedah, you're taking care of a cow that you found, you're פטור from giving tzedakah at that time that you're busy. So, העוסק במצווה פטור מן המצווה, וכל שכן, if you are learning, it says
that's the ultimate mitzvah.
All the achronim. This is a difficult Rambam, yes?
The only mitzvah that really you could say it about is Talmud Torah. Everything else, lulav. You can't say, I didn't get married from 17 to 20 because of Masa, lulav. The only one you can say it about, Mamash, is Talmud Torah.
לא, מדוע? שאלה, מה נשתנה? שאלה, what you're saying has a trace of truth, but the logic. So what the גדולי האחרונים say, the Maharach or Zarua, they say like this, every mitzvah normally cannot be delayed. You realize? Any
lulav you have to do it the first day of
it says, see what the Rambam,
you do it, but you didn't get that right now.
you could do it, you could take a proof also the second day. It's almost the same.
Hi, Larry. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Ike.
Right, the rabbi told us do it.
So I have no makeup on that.
Right. Which means, so they say that the Rambam is saying it only here because the Rambam didn't say 17 and that's it, 20, this is it. The best way to do it is 17 to 20, yes?
Get married.
But if you get married at 40, you also have the same.
Rabbi Prague?
You pushed it away. Yes, I'm listening, yes.
This morning, I learned with you for an hour. Am I mekayem the mitzvah of limud Torah, of sukh Torah?
Limud Torah, yes. Sometimes it's a segment Torah also, yes.
You understand what I'm asking? I mean,
Yeah.
this is, I mean, if I only learned 17 hours.
He's asking the Rambam.
What's he asking?
You have to realize first.
Firstly, the word osake. He should have been said hamakayem, but okay, he says osake.
I'm saying it now respectfully. We are learning every day. Sometimes we have to squeeze our brain, sometimes not. Osek means, did you ever see anyone running 6 hours straight without? I knew people like this. I didn't see them 6 hours.
I know somebody.
You're breaking bones.
The guy that you know, Bramberg.
No,
I know.
The guy.
I know, Rabbi.
He built the yeshiva. A fellow told me, he's my sofer. Says to me on a winter day when it was freezing outside, I went to the room of the rabbi. Freezing. The window is open and the rabbi is sweating.
Really toilet,
Sweating.
really
Oh, I
toilet.
heard you say sweating. I heard you say sweating.
Wow.
תלמוד תורה. זה נקרא עוסק. הוא אומר, אף פעם לא אשכח את זה. טוב, במילא. I'll never forget. As I came into the room, the man is sweating. His brain was over.
Unbelievable.
No, I mean, obviously we're not on this level, but Osek means you're immersed into it.
Not even on that planet.
Right.
You got level without on that planet.
No, but, so of course we are Mekayem Mitzvah and most Jews are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who? Avlei Mao.
No, but, well, yeah. Okay.
Gadol.
We had a man in our shul, both of them are had a lot. A man in our shul told me like this, I came from Germany. In Yeshivat Mir in Europe, most of the boys were very, very poor. So the Rosh Yeshiva was very smart. Any boy that came from England or Germany or America used to pair up with a poor boy. This way they made a few dollars, but $1 had the power. So he happened to be this Germany guy, the guy from Germany was paired with now 1938 comes and all the parents are writing to the kids, a war is about to break, come home. Many kids went back home. His father says to him, come back to Germany. And the blame Marlin, who was his mentor, says, I take it, stay with me, I'll be your mentor. Write to your father, whatever your father says, but tell him he is the sole survivor of his family. He named his oldest son, Aryeh, but after you have to know the man, all his children were a family.
I went with Rabbi Masterson to visit Chaim Yosef, he needed something. He says, come with me, he finds you. Okay, so now we're looking in the window. He said, did you call? I said, no. What are you doing? We're gonna go in. He said, you can't do that. No.
He's a senator.
So we're looking, so we're looking in the window and he has books and he's learning. Okay. Now we go to talk to him about something important like that, he starts falling asleep on us. Learning Torah, he's awake. Talking some political nonsense, he falls asleep. Falls asleep at 10:30 in the morning. Books, and I'm a little bit reversed.
There is a big shul, he knows that there is a big shul in Borough Park.
You have that effect on.
The shul was erected in Borough Park 1921. His rabbi for many years was Rabbi Kerzner. Rabbi Kerzner had a PhD from Oxford. I mean, he was a Gaon Mama. He knew Shas when I got engaged. I came to America.
What, that's B'nai Yehuda, no?
When I came to America, my father took me to introduce him to him. Of course, I had to say something about Torah. So I said, תשמע, לא אשכח את זה. תוספות עם כתובות, דף, ממחד עמוד ב'. I said the name of Tosfot and the guy recites it.
Recites it.
אמר את זה בעל
He
פה.
sees it.
No. So anyway, the man gets older. He starts to. So here this is English, but you came to Gemara, the guy became young.
Wow.
Young. You write Rabbi Meiselman writes about Rabbi Soloveitchik, was 8 years out of communication with people, but in the first 4 years you came to him with Gemara.
That's real.
He was the rabbi in B'nai Yehuda, right?
Yeah, for many years. His son is also a rabbi. His son is 95. Look now. Look at Halacha Gimel. His son has a PhD in economics.
Economics.
So all his life, he was twice a candidate for the Nobel Prize. This is people that look at Halacha Gimel. מי שחשקה נפשו בתורה תמיד ושונה בה כבן עזאי ודבק בה כל יום.
Rabbi, you have shoneba?
I have shogeg.
I have shogeba. Yeah, that's what I was
Because
gonna say.
you have the Rambam Frankel and I have the old one.
Which is correct.
Shoneh. No, shoneh, repeat, not shogeh.
Oh,
No, שונה.
Shoneh is the right one. This is
my idol. ודבק בה כל ימה ולא נשא אישה, הם בידו עוון. How would you explain it? I mean, you have to, a man that is really so much immersed into learning, he never got married. But the only reason is that, not because he couldn't find a woman, not because he's a chazit, he's a brilliant guy. Says the rabbi, הם בידו עוון. This is one of a kind. והוא, שלא יהיה יצרו מתגבר עליו, only if he knows,
control himself.
אבל אם היה יצרו מתגבר עליו, חייב לישא האישה, ואפילו היו לו בעלים, שמא יבוא לידי ערעור.
But Rabbi Prague, most of the Gedolim, married or unmarried?
99, I don't remember anyone.
That's why I'm asking the question based on this Rambam.
Question is an interesting question. After they become widow, after they lost their wives, most of them remarried, some of them are not. This halakha would apply. The Rambam says to you, you're already 70. What's the point of remarrying? Yes. Okay, so some simply need help.
Is there machloket whether there's a mitzvah to get married after the point where you can have children or not?
Right, but you learn the ketubot. בבוקר זרע את זרעך ולערב אל תלך ידיך, אפילו היו לו אישה ובנים.
So does the Mishnah Berurah say the last one that could say this is Ben Azai?
This is
Well,
the Rambam.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Ben Azai.
It doesn't apply today. You can't. Nobody today can say that. Ready for Ben Azai is already how long ago?
Okay, so now we saw something new, yes? Even though the concept of a segment mitzvah patur min mitzvah doesn't apply to Talmud Torah by most of us, but if the mitzvah, the nature of the mitzvah is that the mitzvah can be extended or postponed, then Talmud Torah is doche mitzvot. To realize this is what the Rambam is saying. Now listen carefully, Agadash.
Can you just say that? Could you say that again? I'm sorry, I missed it. Could you just repeat what you
He
just
said that in general, we saw in Rambam yesterday, Perek Gimel, Talmud Torah, that the concept of segment mitzvah Talmud patur min mitzvah does not apply to Talmud Torah. Correct? Here the Rambam says yes. So the only good answer that Rabbi Chona Wasserman and many before him said, if the mitzvah can be fulfilled in another time, then Talmud Torah is a priority. Listen good now. Last night was 38 Laomer, yes? So let's go back 39 days. In Agadash LePesach, yes? והיו מסובים בבני ברק, עד שבאו תלמידיהם ואמרו להם רבותינו, הגיע הזמן קריאת שמע ששכחו. Was it the first time of קריאת שמע or the end?
According to Harambam, maybe I know that's.
Again, you realize?
Well, they could have been so immersed in it. They were so immersed in it, they forgot. They missed it.
This is exactly what Sam. This is exactly what Sam is saying. This is exactly what he's saying.
No, we would have said the other way. Would have said he gave.
Has now 3 hours. Why should they have no right to stop? This is exactly his Rambam.
Would that fit with Harambam? Harambam says if you don't pray Nes, it's bedi'avad. So and you should say Shema before the Amidah. So
you realize that the Talmidim didn't tell them Higazman Shachrit. They said Kriyat Shema. When they stopped to say Kriyat Shema. Again, guys, it doesn't apply to us.
I'm going to argue it was the beginning because the mitzvah of 47 so Balayla.
Okay, so there's no time.
But he could have said Higia Sof Shman.
So there is a Tosefta that says even if the time is over, אבל לדבר על יציאת מצרים you are learning. I mean, any way you look at it, forget now, take the name of יציאת מצרים, כתוב בתוספתא. I have a book written by a fellow that, I mean, it's by fascinating biography.
But that wasn't Talmud Torah. That was Sipur Yetziat Mitzrayim.
Exactly, this is his question, yes.
Also, he would have said at Sof Shman Kriyat. Said Higia Sof Shman. He left it open. No.
He has man. He learned. The fellow says that his parents lived very far. And he didn't know what to do before Pesach. And Chona Wasserman inspired him and says, you come eat with us. Says the rabbi, his wife, his 2 children, and him. He expected Divrei Torah, like the Divrei Torah we say, the rabbi didn't say one word Torah except this one. Except this. Which means when they got Higia as a man Kriyat Shachrit, he tells to his 2 sons and the guests. What do you think was it? First, Amar lehem mamash this Rambam. What is the Rambam telling us here? Talmud Torah is stronger than any other mitzvah. So now the real question, Sam, is if Talmud Torah is the biggest mitzvah, If
If
Talmud,
they don't bang the table at the end of the davening, that you can't daven, they bang the table at the beginning. Higia, now is the time, not at the end. I don't see it.
okay, yeah.
It's about to expire sometimes. You want
It's
to-
good.
No one argues the expiration. Well, you look at
Rabbi, for the record, I have to agree with Larry. on this one.
it doesn't say Hanotain Sechvil Avchin Ben Yom Vin Laila, but so far, it said, come on, it's not, but Lagia doesn't mean, I'm wrong, but it doesn't sound, it's not Seichelik. You don't say the end,
Everyone would agree that all of us,
time to daven Myrav. You don't say it's time not to daven Myrav.
before we came to this Torah, learned like you, and 99% of people learn like you.
Yeah.
The Chokhmah in this Torah is, he's showing you a Rambam. The Rambam says that even though Talmud Torah never pushes any mitzvah away, the mitzvah that has an extension, and you are busy doing the mitzvah, yes, you have Talmud Torah, you can push it away. Who Amar is based on the Rambam.
You're not pushing away, you're postponing it.
This is
A dot.
This
A
is
dot.
exactly.
You gotta,
This
there's
is
clarity on what you're saying.
exactly his point. Now here's an interesting question.
Also, how much, Rabbi Prague, just hypothetically, how much is enough? I know it's a bad question. How much is enough learning? I've learned 16 hours. I've really put it in.
Bad question.
It's a bad question.
I know you're not going to like the question. For you, it's a bad question. I do.
Jojo, help us out here.
I'm staying quiet. By the way, Larry, if you were here, the rabbi might have smacked you, so you're lucky you're not here.
Really, for me, if
I'll
everybody's
say
different.
something, but take it with a grain of salt. But this is
I always take it. I don't take it personal.
No, it's not you. I'm talking about me now. When my grandchildren come from the kindergarten and they say something, I am a grandfather, and I say something, he says, Saba, but the Moa said so,
Tomorrow.
The Moa, the teacher. She was second to Moshe Rabbeinu. So depends on the neighborhood that you live, depends on the society that you are in. Yes.
That's correct.
You came to Reb Chaim Kanievsky, all the rabbis that you ever knew, he took in this small pocket, not in this pocket, big pocket. The Baim, the answer is, says the Or Sameach, in Ilchot Talmud Torah, it's the only mitzvah that the Torah says, it's tailored to you, it's tailored to you. The question, the Or Sameach in Ilchot Talmud Torah wonders, if Talmud Torah is connected to Kulam, how can the Gemara says, even if you said Shema in the night, in the morning, you say, the answer is many people can do it, they cannot. Those who can do it should do it more. Those who are trained to do it. But you realize this learning
It's a valid concept. When it comes, you should grab it because you might miss it. And like I heard a speech when the rabbi says that the Yetzer Hara doesn't tell you don't do it, just do it later. And hopefully you'll miss doing it. Is there a concept here that's valid?
That's
Grab
life.
it while you can.
That's life. Life always tells you, definitely
So
do
is
it.
there a concept to say that's why you have to do it at the
Definitely
beginning
do
and
it.
not wait to the end?
Don't even push you to do it.
Do you remember there was
Your brain now.
a world before iPhone? There was a world before texting.
People are so distracted. They had their focus. Yeah, that's what it is, you're right.
Somehow
We didn't do multitasking then.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Take now the Mishnah.
It was a much better world, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
All of
Yeah, but
us.
how much more Torah is learned now than it was ever learned before, they say.
Yeah, but what depth?
Okay, so here's the point.
It's really, otherwise, how is anybody in this class going to work afterwards?
An interesting example. Listen carefully. Rav Lichtenstein wrote once a very long article about the Shivot Hasdei, but he was a very strong supporter. But he says, but we have to admit, our system never produced one Gadol B'Torah. There's no way Gadol B'Torah means giant in Torah. Why? You have to admit that there are certain age that if you're not totally immersed in it, it's over. Understand? Which means the system in Yeshivot is most kids go to work anyway. Like you have my son's everyone. 99% is like this. Not a professional or business people.
I see.
1%. The answer is, you have to decide at a certain age, which direction are you going? So, open Shulchan
So the
Aruch. you have
concept
to
of 10,000 hours. You got concept 10,000 hours.
Now, the question is like this now, the question is, what happens if you are doing a mitzvah saying that you volunteer to do, but you don't have to? A good example would be, the Gemara says, each one of us is chayav b'mitzvah Shabbat Amidah. Right?
Yeah.
Says the Gemara, but if it's zaken, ve'ena lefi chvodo, if it's zaken, ve'ena lefi chvodo, it's an old man, for him to pick up a dog and walk in the street, patu, okay? Patu. So here, two people are walking in the street, one is obligated min Torah to pick up the item, the other one is patu. What happens if the other fellow wants to do it? Is he permitted to do it or not?
Zaken, one who's not obligated.
Zaken ve'ena lefi chvodo. Is he?
Yeah.
So good. She says the Rambam here. We don't have enough. I forgot to bring this. You know,
That's already a good question.
what?
No, it's a good question.
I can,
Let's go.
maybe.
Shem,
Tamid
let's go,
Chacham,
let's go.
no.
Shem.
Tamid Chacham, no.
Zaken, no, לא תמיד חכם, לא משנה.
Oh, okay. Right.
And then, okay, question number one is, how would you ever decide if it's beneath your dignity or not? The answer is, if your doer would lose it, would you pick it for your doer? Then you have to do it for others. If you know for sure, that regardless,
You lost your cat.
this is the
Gemara.
Gemara.
The minute you start with the word kavod, you're gonna be in trouble.
Okay, well, okay.
I mean, if I'm a state senator and I'm walking in Albany, I happen to see something and I'm 74 years old and I'm a real important senator, state senator, do I have to pick it up? Sammy?
Yesterday, yes,
If we
today,
find-
no.
if we find-
No, I mean, kavod is such a big thing. It's,
I know, he's still the state senator elect, by the way, just for the record.
Also, you can pick it up now.
When you voting in? A week.
I voted for you in Manhattan, Sam, don't worry, I wrote you in.
They voted for you in Manhattan.
Larry, don't be late for the victory party, but he hasn't told us where it's
I'm
gonna.
really happy for Sam, it's really beautiful.
You missed it already. You missed it already? I thought it was tonight we have it.
Last night, last night.
It's a
By the way,
beautiful-
amazing, at 9:20 and 9:15, we knew the outcome, by the way.
How?
The votes come in quickly, it's not that many.
Jeffrey told us last night, Rabbi Prague, already.
My daf היומי, I finish every night exactly at 9. 9:01, the guy walks in, he says, suddenly,
No,
אמר,
sure,
unofficial.
but we did not for sure.
No,
It's only
no, no.
13, but 901 is only 13% of the vote.
Yeah.
It was estimated 13%.
Estimated.
Like, once you had a certain amount,
We
you-
ended up 3,000, 2,500 out of 13,000. Yeah, it was 18%, whatever.
How many votes were cast?
13,000.
13,000 was the whole area? That's it, the whole, that's it.
How many was the optimum? If everybody voted, how many votes are there?
Much more.
If it was
Well, obviously, but how many?
5,000 votes,
It'll be November, it said it'll be 65, now it was 12.
Wow.
and I might have lost. If it
Really?
was November, I could lose.
Republicans.
Republicans had no reason to come vote.
Yeah.
The state senator, nobody knows about it. We notified Orthodox people. They're gonna come vote for a Jewish guy this way, that way. Even both guys are Jewish, they're involved. Or
I don't think you would have lost.
It's a different
The
race.
campaign
Now,
would
the
be a
rules
different
was
type
that
of a
a
campaign.
Democrat and a heavily Republican District 1 is really against the norms. In fact, the Republicans are not happy.
4 years? 2.
Right, because this is a heavy
Year and a half.
Republican
Other
district.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for the landlords? That's what I'm interested in.
Oh my
February.
goodness.
Yeah. Larry wants to,
Every 2 years is ridiculous.
Larry wants to know what you're doing for the landlords.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Just be matzliach, and that's the best thing you can do, Sam. Really beautiful.
Homemade, right, Sam?
So this question, if Zaken ve'ena lefi chvodo is machloket Rambam בראש. The Rosh says it's אסור, אתה שומע?
Wow.
הראש אומר, it's not true. If you represent something, this guy, the
Tamid
Rambam,
Chacham more than that.
The Rambam
And
says-
all the Tamid Chacham is Tamid Chacham. Everybody-
the Rambam says, listen to the Rambam,
Let's see.
the Rambam says, הרי זה משובח. הרי זה משובח. The Rambam says it's very nice, you're patur. Legally you're patur. If you do it, you should be praised for. מחלוקת
Oh,
רבה.
Which one is it?
Praise.
פרייז,
No,
אני חושב
there's a
שמשתנה.
mishpat is a stretch. Maybe you're not allowed, you made a mishpat.
But how does he get around it, the Lotus Ale?
כשבגמרא איזה ספיישל פסוק והתעלמת, לוקן ראשין חומש, ראשין כי תצא, ראשין זה והתעלמת פעמים שאתה מתעלם. לוקן הרמב"ם פרק י"א הלכה י"ג, פרק י"א על
Rabbi Prague, Rambam what?
רמב"ם ספר נזיקין, הלכות גזילה ואבדה, פרק י"א הלכה י"ג, listen.
No, we don't have. Oh, he's reading, okay.
לא,
He only has one.
מצא שק או קופה, שק או קופה.
Yeah.
אם היה חכם או זקן מכובד, שאין דרכו ליטול כלים אלו, he never walks in the street, אינו חייב להתאפל בהם. The Rambam is quick to say, ועומד, but you have to evaluate yourself. אילו היה שלו, היה מחזירן לעצמו, חייב להחזיר לאחרים, אם לא, fine. Okay, then he says,
Do we have any other examples of someone who's lifnei, it's not lifnei kvodo, that he doesn't have to do a mitzvah besides this one?
אוקיי, זה גמרא עם ברכות, עם דף כ', האם כבוד הבריות is pushing the way of mitzvah or not. So the Gemara says, we spoke about it when a woman comes to a rabbi and she says she had an affair, is she obligated to tell her husband or not? It's a kavod.
Oh, yeah.
It's about two witnesses came to the rabbi, and the two witnesses agreed.
He didn't say two witnesses, she came.
After he said the Ramak, it's the same question. So this the base of the question is there. Yes.
What's the
It's a kavod averiot. If you're not telling him he's living with a sin, yes or no. Okay?
We said
If he's not doing a mitzvah, here's you're not doing a mitzvah that's in front of you because of kavod. I was wondering what else.
We said a man is walking on Shabbat and he's wearing his talit in my neighborhood, everyone.
Okay,
And the tzitzit becomes pasul in the street.
he rips it on the fence.
No. The question is that you are obligated to point out to him because you, the halacha is because it's not Reshut HaRabim Deoraita, he's allowed to continue walking with it till he gets to the house. This is halacha in Shulchan Aruch.
So the rabbi is Saturday night, 500 people. Chabod Chacham Birkat HaOmer. Oh no, there's a halacha.
Because
That's
it's a-
asking, is that what's
No, the
that?
halacha is the rabbi's allowed to say it even if he missed.
So that's it. That's
Yeah.
Kabbalah video. That's true.
Yeah, I heard that also.
The rabbi's questioning the authenticity of that halacha.
Yeah.
I'm just telling what I heard. I'm
Jackie.
making- I can say that.
No, wait, Jackie.
תשמע טוב,
You've discussed this already.
correct, listen to that.
Which half? Just the weeks, not the day.
בבית הלוי היה גאון הגאונים והיה פיקח שבפיקחים, the biggest, one of the wisest men ever. He offered to a guy one Saturday night, בכבוד באותו הרבה. The guy said,
Yeah.
he knew that the man
Yeah.
loves to be chazan.
Right.
We knew that.
Some goes that they don't know.
He whispers to me, have me in mind by the owner. He understood that the guy counts Bali Baracha. If he's the chazan,
Embarrassed.
Rabbi meant is, the rabbi should go, but ask someone to help him.
Okay, you didn't say that, but yeah, here.
No.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, it has to be covered.
Right.
Says the Rambam,
That's why
he
you
should
don't.
be praised. מחלוקת רמב"ם אל ראש, שולחן ערוך, שולחן ערוך goes with the Rambam. Which means you are patur. If you do it, you have a mitzvah. So listen good now, listen. I found a cow and I'm patur. I picked up the cow. Does the halacha for seg b'mitzvah apply now to me while I'm walking with the cow or not? Remember, I picked the mitzvah.
Oh, guy
The
was
halacha-
Batur, you said.
Yeah, the halacha says to me, you are patur. See,
Right, so
all the
then
other
it's not
mitzvot that we
Even though
spoke
it's
to
an option,
today,
Started with.
Shala yafa mo, Shala yafa.
The cow was strolling around Ocean Parkway and the rabbi had.
No, I'm saying the
Well,
rabbi is legally
it's
patur. It's patur. But he decided he knows the owner will be very happy. The owner will be very happy. The question is mitzvah that you took upon yourself.
Is that right?
And by now, when he took it,
But at the time you took it, you weren't chayav in it. We talked about this already.
now another mitzvah jumps in. You said
Yeah, but he can't put down the cow now, we already established the cow. Now it's a chiyuv the mitzvah.
We had that with Tashlumim this week.
So Rabbi
He
Frank,
made it a chiyuv. Once he picks up the cow, it became a chiyuv.
Rabbi Frank, the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim, I've invited him many times, said that he was asking Rav Shmuel Salan, who was the oldest rabbi in Yerushalayim, and he told him yes. He says, you're not obligated, but the minute you took it,
You're in it.
the mitzvah is a regular mitzvah. Now the mitzvah is mitzvah to Shabbat Avodah. So but the question really goes is like this. Listen, no, it's but taqshiv tov. If you
Once you signed up.
said if you found an Avodah, right now you're obligated to tell you you're a shomer. If you are negligent, you have to pay for it. You know that? But whatever the discount, I didn't have to pick it up. I did pick it up.
Now you're
Now I'm negligent.
If he's negligent, he has to pay.
Hey,
זה שאומר רב שמואל סלן,
That's the proof, that's the
right,
proof.
right, this is the proof. You could have said no to begin it, but the minute you took it, it's a
Join the
regular
army.
mitzvah.
You know, Rabbi, you made it a chovah though. Once you picked up your cow, you established that it's a cow. Now
Right.
you gotta pick up the next
But
cow.
the-
And then you find another cow, you gotta pick it up.
No, he knew the guy. He started with
It's very possible. It's very possible that I know the person close to it, to make him very happy.
Yeah, you knew the
I
situation.
read last night. Dr. Ben Chaim, the rabbi son, he says, you probably know, you remember there was a guy in Sharet Zion that every Shabbat used to give out.
Besamim.
Yeah.
Sam did that for me.
Shit.
Sam did that.
What do you call it? What do you call it?
Snuff.
He said the guy was a guy. I think maybe his name was Soror. He used to make the arak for the people.
Oh,
and,
sure. Danny Stroh's father. He used to make arak in the bathtub.
Anyway, Danny says every Shabbat, the man is walking out. It meant nothing to me. I never took it. His father says, David says, my father told me you can make a man happy. You have to show him that you're throwing it away.
Take it.
Make it. See, the fact here, like that he took this cow, this is the tip of the story of Baruch, says, I never forgot the rest. I have no interest in smelling it, but the guy is happy. Yeah, the rabbi's son too. It's possible that you took he took it.
You know, if you followed Sam at that time, everybody leaves the sneeze. The sneezing in a row. Everybody sneezes, get the 10 sneezes in a row if they give it out.
The stuff is free. Tissue, $1.
Now go back to the Mishnah.
Rabbi, in the case of a cow, let's say somebody.
That's what I'm saying. It's very possible. If this rabbi gives it back because he knows the guy will be very happy.
Yeah.
Not every cow. Here, look, I went out of my way because I care so much for you. I wanted to make you happy.
Yeah, but it's not below you, it's not, you established it, it's not, it's
No,
within your
but-
kavod to do it,
But
so the next one is still within your kavod, no matter who you give it to.
But I have few components. Look to something fascinating. Look. Go to Mishnah. You have a Mishnah on the table.
Yeah.
Everyone take one. Take a hot Birkat Hamazon. Siman Kuf Peidal. Kuf Peidal. Kuf Peidal Dal. Kuf Peidal Dal. 184.4.
Get online. You and everybody else.
Said, would you believe it? The guy in my shoes says, he really comes to your class. I said, yes. He says, if I need a favor. I'm not sure it goes so far. We look at Halakha Dalet. Kuf Pei Dalet Dalet. Please listen good. Something you never heard. I mean, Achal, ואינו יודע אם ברך ברכת המזון נמלך, צריך לברך מפני שהוא מספק, מפני שהוא מן התורה. חכה. Okay, so look in Mishnah Berurah a second. Obviously, he ate and he's full, because otherwise it's chayav orim d'Rabbanan, yes? Look Mishnah Berurah a second, צריך לברך, היינו כל ברכת המזון, even ברכה רביעית של אלא מדרבנן. Might say, okay, let me say ברכת המזון, the first three, okay, fine. Now listen to this issue never heard. מספק, ואם יכול להוציא לאחר שאכל, זה לא ברך. רבי עקיבא עגל says, you can do it, and the כתב סופר. I listen to a question you never think unless you see to it. ספק דאורייתא, Sammy, you have to do it again. I said, well, yeah. Joseph ate and he's חייב בברכת המזון. I ate, I'm not sure if I said ברכת המזון or not. I have to say it again. Can I now be מוציא Joseph?
Because you're so.
Brilliant
Possible
question.
makeup.
Is my חיוב now to say ברכת המזון, the original חיוב, that is,
It's a
oh, it's like a new type of חיוב.
Is Safek Oraita like the Oraita or not? That's the question.
No, you can never get to
I
use
disagree
that.
with Rabbi Akiva Eger.
Okay,
He says you could drink Motzi.
You just.
yeah,
Seems like it's
okay, so
diluted.
look in the שערי תשובה, look on top.
Could you just say the example again? It's hard to.
Case because I'm going to bring it, of course, to a segment mitzvah. A man is saying Birkat Hamazon again because affect the Oraita Lechumra. You have to say, can he be motzi someone at 8 and he didn't say Birkat Hamazon? Normally, I can say Birkat Hamazon for Melcham. Here, my Birkat Hamazon is only because of a Safek. So the Safek says to me, he said, I mean, the way Eli said,
I'm sure he said it.
he said,
So once you are saying it.
Eli, Sam, look at Share, look at Share.
Now can I not see my
That's
wife?
not right, that's not right.
Look at Share Teshuvah, Sam, yeah, tough.
Yeah. Misafek?
Sam, you're not Egyptian, because if you are, this is Bechavel. ועיין בליקוטי פרי חדש, פרי חדש is 100 years after שולחן ערוך, ואף שהוא צריך לברך מספק בכל מקום לא מצא, you cannot say for others, שוודאי לא ברכו, וספק דאורייתא לחומרא מדרבנן, he says the reason you are saying it, okay? Now here is my question to you, okay? I'm not sure if I shook lulav or not, that's an old man, he has to do it again. Is he now osek b'mitzvah patur min hamitzvah or not? On the same line,
Same question.
with the same type of a question, you realize? When you are doing a mitzvah, not because you're really obligated, maybe you fulfill the obligation, but the halacha tells you do it because it's mitzvah min hamitzvah. While I'm doing it, it's the same question.
So like you're in
Shabbat
the driver's
Avodah,
seat,
you
like
realize?
the first time you're.
But it's not the same as a Shabbat Avodah. Because by Shabbat Avodah, Eli said, now that I'm doing it,
I'm in. You can't put it
I
down.
mean,
Option.
here, what does it mean to do a mitzvah again misafek? Am I going
Is it
back
just
to
like
my
the first time?
original time? Fascinating, we'll stop here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You have an
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Shekayach, Rabbi Prague.
But the Gemara says, הנפרד,
So what's the answer?
מחלוקת יפה. זה מחלוקת.
No, first,
No, but most, based on Rabbi Akiva Eiger, the answer is yes. He says, you're going back to your original chiyuv.
You get it,
He
you're
said,
in the
"Oh,
driver's seat like the first
because
time.
of a safek, the halacha tells you, do it. Right now, you are the Mishnah Berurah, we can put there. The Mishnah Berurah, we can put there. The Rambam Nashim, we can put also.
Say, if it was Shmona Asher.
It's the same question, same question. Can you be a chazal?
You say to yourself,
Okay, but this is only by 18, because this is ספק בזכה לבטלה.
same for Birkat Hamazon.
נכון, but למעשה, you have to say ברכת המזון again, there's no way out. I'm making it not.
Oh, more than Shmona.
18, there is a concept of תפילת נדבה. There's no concept of ברכת נדבה by ברכת המזון. It's fascinating.
It's a stronger question.
Yeah, it's a fascinating.
Great question.